and the last phase of public speaking, and this is the delivery stage, your speech. So this time, we will learn different things on how to deliver your speech. This is very important, and I am pretty sure that all of you are very much excited on how to deliver your speech effectively. So this is it. The appointed time of your speech has come. So at this point, you may have a mixed feeling of excitement and fear, since we are done with the first phase, the writing phase. The second one is the preparatory. So you are with your writing, you are prepared enough. So this is the time. The long wait is over. So you are going to present your speech. So mixed emotion, because you feel excited, at the same time you feel that that nervousness in you, that maybe there is problem that you are going to encounter as you go along with your speech. But as being mentioned, don't be overcome by your fear. So feeling nervous, feeling anxious, feeling that fear in you, that's normal because we are human beings. But don't overcome by your fear. The fear of the unknown is a natural feeling of almost every speaker. Yes, anyone can feel the fear, but do not overcome it. The emotion may be negative if you allow it to overcome you. Yes, that's very true. And fear may be positive if you channel it to trigger you to be better prepared for your speech. So prep up yourself psychologically by reassuring yourself that you came prepared, and you maintain a smiling and friendly stance. That's very important. So Emerson, according to Emerson, he believes that fear always springs from ignorance. So if you have searched thoroughly and you prepared a lot for your speech, then there will be no room for mistakes. There should be no room for fear because you already prepared everything. So you can exercise. There are things that you need to consider, or there are things that you need to be familiar with to have that what we call effective speech. So these are the things that you need to remember. So again, I will repeat, you have to prep up yourself. Prepare everything psychologically, emotionally, physically, by reassuring yourself that you came prepared. Maintain a smiling and friendly instance. Now the question would be, how can I have that effective presentation? What are the things that I need to know for me to be able to have a very good delivery? So this time, we will going to encounter insights to help you gain self-confidence. Why we need to focus on the so-called self-confidence? Then maybe try to ask yourself, do you have that? I mean, I have that self-confidence within me? If your answer is no, then you have to listen to this. Because self-confidence is very important in all aspects. Regardless of your intellectual capability, as long as you are confident enough, then everything will just fine. Everything will just okay and nothing to worry. So this time we will going to help ourselves on how to have that self-confidence. So there are things that we need to remember. First, make sure you arrive early to settle yourself. That's very important. In all aspects, we need to be prepared, especially on time. So we need to arrive early, not on time. Early to settle yourself. And use a powerful opening. We've done with this in our tips on writing a speech. To start your speech, it should be a big bang. So the audience will really catch the attention. Then, a speaker should deliver his speech with reasonable pacing. So we need to pace our speech according to its meaning. And since you are the speaker, you can use small notes as a guide or what we call outline. And approach the roast room with enthusiasm. So while you are about to go into the center stage and you are going to use the roast room or the podium, then you should look confident, or we have that enthusiasm in you. Your sincerity is also important, and you have to start with your strongest point. So how to do that? You need to get to the point or point directly, because it will appeal to your audience emotion if you have that. And at the same time, you have to maintain eye contact with your audience. Do not just merely read your script if you have script. Do not just merely read anything in the paper. You need to focus on your audience, because they are the most and the important thing in the scenario, because they are the one who will listen to your speech. So you have to remember those things. Aside from that, you have to keep your audience involved. So if you could notice, if you could able to listen some of the speakers, they will try to give some icebreakers, or they will just give some questions after a simple presentation. They will just ask, okay, what have you learned in this and like that? That's a simple audience involvement that will give them the sense of belongingness, that they are part of the speech. Then number 12 would be deliver your speech as natural as possible. So that's the reason why we need to prepare, not just a day before, but if possible, weeks or couple of days prior to your presentation, so that you could able to internalize your speech so that the result will be natural. Then the number 13 is very important as well. Vary the tone of your voice. It should not be monotonous. It should not be in the high speech. It should not be in the low speech. It should vary. That's the reason why we have terms pitch, we have stress, we have intonation, we have volume. We need to consider those things to have variation of your voice in terms of tone. And also, this is very important. You have to use gestures and nonverbal cues. This is very important as well. So your audience wants your conclusion. So be after their presentation, you need to conclude so that there is a complete package of your speech. Complete package means after giving them the information, you have to ask to assure that they really understood your lesson, your speech. So that's number 15. So there are 15 things that we need to consider in terms of gaining self-confidence. Also, an additional thing, in doing the delivery of speech, there are things that you need to consider. So to avoid that fearness or the fear of delivering a speech, you need some physical, psychological, or even mental exercises. So there, a few minutes before the appointed time of your speech, you could try very discreetly go to a private place. Private means you're just the only person in a place. Maybe a restroom, or do some stretching. Stretch everything. You can have proper breathing, stretch your arms, your head, your neck, even your mouth. Stretch everything. It will release the stress that you have. Stretch your legs, arms, and do some neck rotation exercises. Then you can exercise your jaws by reciting very discreetly or silently, but with physical movement of your jaws. Like, since you are familiar with your speech, you can do You can practice your speech in a silent mode, like you're trying to memorize everything, assuming that you are speaking. Thereafter, you need to take a breath. You need to take a deep breath. Take a deep breath, inhale, and hold your breath for about 5 seconds, then exhale. Okay? So again, you need to practice. Stretch everything, your arms, your legs, your neck, your jaw. After stretching, you need to take a deep breath. Inhale, hold your breath for 5 seconds, exhale. So you need to do it 10 times. 10 times to release everything. So those are the things that somehow give you an effective tips on how to deliver a speech effectively with self-confidence. So always remember that you have to maintain a smiling and friendly stance with people around you so that you can feel that you are one of them. So you are one with them and you are one for them. So immediately before you will be introduced, do some quick mental review of the outline of your speech and the important points that you are going to share. So that's it. And I would say congratulations because you succeed if you will follow those tips that we have just discussed in this video. And I think this will be the end of our presentation. So thank you so much, and we have our next video.